In the cosmic maze, a plain Jane boy, Mikey, found himself toddling down a relatively untrampled path, a sort of walkabout destined to turn him into a character from folklore. Now imagine and immerse yourself into a humdrum Tuesday afternoon. Mikey, a 17-year-old with an itch for exploration, had just swallowed his first LSD pill. As the world around him started to oscillate and sway like a drunk at a disco, he felt a magnetic compulsion to the solitude of his backyard, a haven beneath the starry quilt of the night sky. The fabric of reality began to warp and weave like a grandma on speed, creating Dali-esque landscapes that gyrated in sync the palpitations of his heart. Colors burst into life, each shade performing its own orchestral movement, and the stars overhead pulsed with an energy that felt one step away from asking him out for coffee. As the line between himself and the universe began to fuzz, a radiant light descended from the star-sprinkled infinity, dressed in gold and ultramarine like a celestial fashionista. It hovered, throbbing with an energy that could cut through the thickest psychedelic fog, and lured Mikey into its otherworldly hug. Huh, Mikey thought, this is a surprise party. He then proceeded to ponder philosophically. If I am the universe and the universe is me, then who ate the last slice of pizza? In a flash quicker than you could say snap, the comforting silhouette of Mikey's backyard took an unscheduled vacation, replaced by the chrome-plated innards of an extraterrestrial Uber. Beings who looked like a mix of disco balls and shadow puppets waltzed around him, their forms as unpredictable as the oceans are. Their voices were like tuning into a radio station, broadcasting from Jupiter, the frequencies so alien they made dubstep sound like Mozart. The calendar went on a roller coaster ride, with days morphing into weeks, weeks into months, as Mikey dove headfirst into an alien version of a TED Talk. Throwing caution to the wind, he tried communicating using the universal language of pop culture. "So, are you guys like the Guardians of the Galaxy or Men in Black?" he asked, but got no response, just more of that intergalactic dubstep. Their teachings were as deep as a philosopher's Twitter feed, filled with talk about love, unity, the butterfly effect in the cosmos, and some mumbo-jumbo about dormant power in the human heart. "So basically," Mikey concluded with a smirk, "you're saying we've got an infinity stone stashed in there?" Then, in the blink of an eye, the odyssey concluded. Mikey found himself back in his backyard, the stars overhead silent witnesses to his cosmic escapade. But he didn't return as just the boy. Next he arrived as a beacon of hilarity and wit, a channel for cosmic comedy. Mikey, the once awkward teenager, had transformed into something of a comedic Einstein. His words were now punctuated with philosophical quotes, and his heart expressed the humor of 1,000 galaxies. He spoke of unity, love, and divine spark within each of us, but with a twist of wit that would make even Nietzsche chuckle. His message tickled the intellect of millions, his presence now a comical breath of fresh air in a world on the verge of a boredom-induced coma. This is the saga of Mikey, a boy who dared to swagger beyond the borders of reality, who dared to dream beyond the logical grids of the human brain. His is an odyssey of metamorphosis, an endorsement of the power of human wit, a nudge that we are all somehow jesters turned philosophers. In the grand cosmos, picture Mikey's journey as a cosmic stand-up comedy show where each star twinkles at his punchlines, and every nebula hums with laughter at his cosmic jests. But these are no ordinary jokes. Each of his punchlines echo with profound truths, resonating through the cosmos like quasars of wisdom. His journey may be a single thread in the vast cosmic tapestry, but it shimmers with the brilliance of 1,000 suns, weaving a tale rich in hope, love, unity, and a good dose of humor. And in the end, isn't that what being a messiah is all about? Being the cosmic comedian, the jester philosopher, ever ready to tickle the universe into enlightenment. And so, Mikey, the unassuming boy from the suburbs, found himself in a predicament he'd never once fathomed. He had become a messiah, but oh, the irony was not lost on him. The ordinary boy who once dreamt of extraordinary adventures was now revered as a cosmic jester, a philosopher of the stars, a beacon of wisdom and laughter in the grand cosmic theater. It was a struggle, an uphill climb against the overwhelming wave of expectations. The title of Messiah came with a weight he'd never asked for, a crown he'd never sought. His every word, his every action, scrutinized and interpreted, magnified by the cosmic lens. And yet, he was still Mikey, the boy from the suburbs, the cosmic comedian. He grappled with his new identity, trying to reconcile the Messiah with the boy, the philosopher with the comedian. It was a tightrope walk, a balancing act of cosmic proportions. The more he tried to fit into the mold of a messiah, the more he felt himself losing his essence, his spark. But then, in a moment of profound clarity, came the realization. Being a messiah was not about being a divine figure, not about donning a cloak of infallibility. It was about inspiring others, about lighting a spark within them, about guiding them to find their own path, their own truth. In the end, Mikey understood that being a messiah was not about being a celestial deity, but about inspiring others to find the divine within themselves. And with this newfound understanding, he was ready to embrace his role, his destiny, with a renewed sense of purpose, a new punchline for his cosmic comedy show.